Not very warm in the workshop this morning. Come on, YouTube, catch up. You can do it. Bear with me. How's the audio? Are we all good? There we go. Boom. Oh, adverts. Who needs adverts, really? Who have we got? Roger Heaps. Good morning, Andy and all. Good morning, Roger. Simon Roll. Good morning, Simon. Great to have you in the workshop again, mate. Alan Cook. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Alan. All the regulars this morning. Mike Blazanski. Look at this. Good morning, Andy and crew. Big storm yesterday and power is still out. Wow. Whole house generator fired up. Oh, my word. You're running on a Jenny. Simon Roll. The thumbnail has Andy. Has Andy had a haircut? No haircut, Simon. It was obviously just hiding in the picture. Harry Dag, have missed out on seeing this for over a month now because of COVID starting back up here in Florida. Really bad. Yes, I think it's really bad in Australia at the moment as well, actually. They're having some serious problems with the new strain over there. It's not good. It's affecting a lot of things. Mike, no time for pie. Always time for pie. Maybe not a review though. Yes, very, very sad day actually. Drove down from Auckland on, when was it? Friday? Yes, Friday. Honestly, it just blurs into insignificance. So I drove down on Friday. Didn't get home till about 7 o'clock. Had the big trailer on, had a couple of ROVs on the trailer, so parking's always a problem. And in all honesty, it just slipped my mind. I didn't pick one up on the way home, and it's getting harder and harder to find places where I haven't got that particular pie yet. So no pie today. All I've got is my trusty coffee. And in all honesty, I am actually pretty knackered at the moment. I've got a lot to get done before I start the road trip down to the South Island. I'll be heading down on the 24th if all goes to plan. So yeah, what have I got left to do? We've got one of the ROVs. I've got to get 3 done before I go. One's already done, just needs reassembling. I've got 2 on the trailer that need about an hour each stripping out. I've got to move the fuel tanks and other bits and pieces just to make sure we get good coverage on the on the chassis. Then I've got to underseal them. That's today's job. Not looking forward to that. It's today because it's not raining, which is nice. And then on Monday, tomorrow, so they've got to stay to cure. They'll then just because it takes a few days for this underseal to harden up. You can work on them, but it's a bit of a nightmare because if you touch anything, you just get big black blobs all over yourself. Monday, I'm working from home. Tuesday, I've got to do a run up to Auckland to drop off 1 ROV, a motorcycle, and hopefully this ATV that you saw in the thumbnail. We'll have a little look at that in a minute. They need dropping off, so that's 1 trailer load, and then pick up some timber actually on the way home. So I'll have an empty trailer, pick up some timber from Max Burt, just South Auckland, which is going to be for a fence that we're putting down the side of the driveway, just to sort of, and at the end of the carport bit, it's going to be full height. It's basically just a wall, just really to, help with the neighbours a little bit. And when I'm undersealing, trying to stop some of the fumes going across next door as well. I've been doing it round on the grass on the other side of the garage for now, so it's not really a problem for them, but I want to do them under the carport. That's the plan, just in case it rains and stuff, really. And then, so back home Tuesday night, Wednesday working from home, got lots to do here. And then Thursday, take those 2 ROVs that will be they'll be assembled by then, back up to Auckland. And then home again on Friday night with Holly, bringing Holly down on the Friday night. So there is some logic to the whole thing. And then I'm filming with Holly on Saturday and Sunday, back up to Auckland Sunday night, and then back back home on the Monday at some point. I've got a few things to do up in Auckland before I head back down. And then Tuesday morning, early start to the ferry, basically, down to Wellington and catch the ferry. And I'll be in the South Island for, I think it's either 17 or 18 days. I'll be away from home, so bit of a trip. Anyway, back to the comments. So that's the schedule as things stand at the moment, but as you know, things can change. Steve is in the workshop. Good morning, Steve. Great to have you on board again, mate. Hey, Steve, I was having a little think this morning when I woke up about how you like to have Holly in your workshop, and you've got Holly's calendar or the Tool Girl calendar up on the VIP wall where you've got those nice sofas and stuff. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be a good idea to get to send across a file to somewhere in the UK that can do a full life-size cardboard cutout of Tool Girl Holly for in your workshop. So when you get bored and feel a bit lonely and you're there late at night, you can put Holly next to the car and she can give you a hand. It was one of those brainstorm moments. So leave it with me. It may not happen straight away. I've got to get the right kind of image and edit it up and stuff. So yeah, it could be pretty cool actually. I have to get one done for this workshop when I get lonely down here. Steve says, evening all. Andy, I'm in the pub again. Oh my word. Too long lockdown. Hope you're all well. Well, you can't beat being in the pub. It's going to be a damn sight warmer than it is in this bloody workshop at the moment. Machine NZ, morning Andy and crew. How's your week been? My week, so going back now, my week has been extremely hectic. To be perfectly honest, when you get really busy, and I'm sure you understand this, when you get really busy, the days seem to blur into one. I honestly can't remember, to be honest. I've had too much going on. Yeah, I'm just here now. Seems to have done a lot of driving recently, and there's a lot more to come. If I can remember what I did last week, I'll let you know. God. Now then, Pete, good morning, Andy and crew. What's the pie for today? Unfortunately, Pete, there is no pie. I didn't have time to pick one up on my way down from Auckland. It sort of slipped my mind. I had phone calls coming in all afternoon while I was driving. Lots going on, and I just forgot, basically. So no pie today. It's all right. I'm going to the South Island, but lots of pies down there. Simon, yesterday I was too busy to get to the shop for cider. I did send Mrs. Mechanic out last night for cider and on a pie hunt, but I'd eaten all the pies that they got there. Well, not all of them, just each type of pie that they sell locally. So she couldn't get me an emergency pie. Simon continues to say, had got a bottle of Bailey's off a customer a few weeks back. So opened 2 sips, had a funny taste. Was 11 years out of date. Well, yes, a funny taste at least. I wouldn't go anywhere near that, Simon. That sounds dodgy as dodgy can be. Dave, 123. Where are you located, Andy? Well, I'm in New Zealand, in the North Island, not too far. About a 35-minute drive from Taupo, which is a big lake and town, Lake Taupo, in the middle, basically the middle of the North Island. So, Steve sent me a parcel. Now, he's also sent me a message. I sent him a picture to say it's arrived, and he goes, "Don't make a big fuss about it." So, this is me not making a big fuss about something. Package arrived. Those of you that were on the live stream a while ago, often I had a blue ATV with white wheels. On the hoist, and it was always in the corner of the workshop for a few Sundays, and I didn't want to take it off because it's a bit of a palaver getting on and off the hoist. It's only a motorcycle hoist. I do have the extensions for the sides, but they're buried in one of the sheds down the garden. Really couldn't be asked to get them out. So it stayed on the hoist for a while, and of course when I was doing the live streams, I'd be very careful when I was wandering around the workshop not to show that particular vehicle in shot, because as you all know, they're not, that particular brand's not allowed on the channel. Not even an image, not even a can of brake cleaner, or chain oil, up on the shelf. It's just completely forbidden, which is, it's the way it is. I'm not going to comment any further on that. But Steve said, "Hey, have you not got a sheet to put over it?" I went, "Actually, no, I've used it. Mrs. Mechanic's cut all the sheets up to use as rags in the workshop." He said, "Leave it to me. I have a plan." So this is Steve's plan. This is completely unrehearsed. It's a live stream. Things happen. So we'll find out what's in here. I think I have a sneaky idea, but we'll find out. Right. It's a new bed sheet. That's what it is. Oh God, it's massive. Hang on. Bear with me. Right, what have we got? This is not a big thing, Steve. All right. Don't want it to go on the floor. Trying to keep it clean, but it's probably bigger than I am. Right, hang on. I've got to get the right way around as well. Jeez. Oh, hang on, I can't get it in the frame, but it's a giant sheet with the Simply Diagnostics logo on it. And it says at the bottom, I'll have to read it out, it says at the bottom, stronger together. So I'm going to drape it over this quad bike for a second. Oh my God. It's massive. It's also very, very, very flowy. All right, that failed. I need more arms. Well, there you go, Steve. Thank you very much. Obviously, you're going to see that in future videos. Hang on, I know what we can do. Bear with me. Bear with me. I know what we can do. This is not a big thing, by the way. This is a little thing. Oh, look at that, we've got some more. Ha! Steve, you've got your own backdrop in my workshop now, look. Bloody good. That wasn't planned either. That just sort of ad hoc worked. Good job. Thank you very much, Steve. That will no doubt show in many, many videos and bits and pieces in the future. I want to get really cold at night, I can use it as an extra sheet because it's that bloody big. Good job, mate. Cheers for that. Now then, KR Moto. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, KR Moto. Welcome back to the workshop, mate. Pete, how's the weather? It's bloody hot. 39 degrees C here in California. It's not particularly warm, in all honesty. We had a bit of a cold spell the last couple of weeks. Mr. Sunshine does come out every now and again. When it does, it's nice, you know, it just warms the place up so it's tolerable. Obviously, I'm climatized. You know, if I was in England now, this would be a balmy day, you know, but it's still pretty cold now that I've climatized. We had a bit of rain yesterday. We're scheduled rain again tomorrow. We're sort of in that changeover period, going from winter, you know, into the decent weather. And for usually 4 or 5 weeks, we get tons of rain, very unsettled weather, lots of overcast days. And when it is clear, it's bloody cold in the nighttime. George Bonnie 90, hello everybody. Good morning, George. Welcome back to the workshop, mate. Drive Shaft Drew, Andy Mechanic. Hey, buddy. Now then, Drive Shaft Drew. Hope you're well, matey. Not heard from you for a while. I'm sure you're keeping yourself very busy. Drive Shaft Drew says, hello all. KR Moto, hello to you as well. Alan Cook, what's in the box? So you mean that box there? We'll find out. Nut Barsden, hi Andy. Good morning, Nut. Dave123, did you get that blue Honda CB750 back to its owner? I've got a 1975 CB750, great bikes. I would love to say to you, Dave, yes, it's all done and it's gone back to Alan. He's very happy and he's riding it around. I can't. It's still here. Yes, I have now got all the parts. We've got the panels and bits and pieces that have all been resprayed. They're in the glass cabinet over there, staying nice and clean. We've got the new rubbers and stuff for those in the drawers. We've got the new top triple clamp. Because remember, one of the fork clamps on it was cracked. One of the viewers spotted that. Thank you. But yeah, all the wiring's done. Just got to put it back together. I've not got time. Jobs just keep pouring in, and he's not desperate for it. He really isn't. I don't even know if he's sorted the paperwork out yet to attempt to get it registered for the road here in New Zealand. It's been off the road for 12 years, so he's going to need some pretty good paperwork to sort that one out. I don't know if it was registered. Yes, it was registered in New Zealand before, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. But he does need to have a proof of ownership, like a receipt and stuff. But we'll get there. We will get there once things quieten down. Yesterday, I don't know what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I spent the entire day working on this Suzuki Kingquad. Not worked on one of these before. Did it to camera, did lots of videos. First video was obviously engine oil and filter. Should have been a nice simple video. Took me only an hour and a half to film it. Honestly, everything takes about 3 times as long when you're filming. And I had to keep stopping as well because one of the neighbours down there was obviously training himself to be a lumberjack, and he was trying to get his chainsaw fired up, and then he was chopping all sorts of stuff up and very noisy, so the audio would have been terrible. So again, I had to keep stopping for that. But we got there in the end. But it was very sad because when I came to change the oil filter, well, you'll see where it is. The most ideal tool would have been something like this, because you can just pop it on the end of the oil filter, get a spanner in there and undo it. And space wasn't great, and it was very tight. I'd lost this. I didn't know what, it wasn't in the drawer that it lives, which is the tool, the oil filter removal tool drawer, which I have a particular drawer for those, which is good. And it wasn't there. And I think, where the hell's it gone? Have I left it on a vehicle? Actually still on the new oil filter, because I put this back on the new one and torque it down. 17 Newton meters, I believe, to the last one I did. And I was hunting around, and from memory, the last thing that I put an oil filter on was an ROV, which had already delivered back. And oh no, I've lost it. It's gone. It's going to spend its life on a farm. And I was sat in my coffee with Mrs. Mechanic yesterday afternoon, in between doing the videos, and I had a brainwave. It wasn't. It's the same oil filter on the motorcycle that I serviced. So I went outside, and sure enough, it was still stuck on the oil filter. I must have got distracted, pulled away, forgotten about it, whatever. So I've got it back. But I finished the video by that point. As it turned out, it's the wrong size anyway for the Suzuki. So it wouldn't have changed the video at all. But I was a lot happier that I found my tool, because I get very sad when I lose tools. I mean, a few months ago, I lost a ratchet, a Tang ratchet actually, 3/8 drive, and a 17mm single hex shallow socket that was on it. I was adjusting the brakes on the Ife Williams trailer and left the ratchet and the socket on the brake adjuster behind the drum on the backing plate. Forgot all about it. Again, Mrs. Mechanic had come in, we got talking about something, and I just forgot to take it off the trailer. And now that tool and the ratchet and the socket now live somewhere between here and Rotorua, at the side of the road probably. Gutted, absolutely gutted. Anyway, these things do happen, and it was, at least I've got this one back. But I do need to buy a full set. Actually, it would be a lot better. So it's going to prompt me to do that. So what else did we do? Did a video on changing the front diff oil. I was going to do the final drive oil change. That was the next video to do, but I had to put the brakes on that because it's got brakes. It's got a wet brake built into the final drive, so you can't just put standard sort of EP8090 in there. You've got to use a modified friction type oil. I do have some different brand to what Suzuki said to use. Maybe that'll just save the day. There wasn't enough. I measured it out. There wasn't enough to fill it. It needed about 750, and I had about 500 milliliters. So that, again, it wasn't going to happen. So that video's on hold. Got to source that tomorrow. I need some Mobile Fluid 424, a litre, please, anybody, if you can get it here for tomorrow. Now, next video was the spark plug. And when I got the parts kit down from Kai Tire, they sent me 2 spark plugs. I'm sure it's not a twin. So I had a look. No, it's single cylinder 500. What's going on there? Very strange. Why have they sent me 2? I thought, well, maybe they sent me 2 just in case Andy drops one on the floor. Fair enough. They're not expensive. Good to keep one in stock. Hey, presto. Went to go and take the spark plug out on camera, and there's 2. 2 spark plugs on 1 cylinder. I mean, sure, I've seen that on the old 2-stroke now again, but I've never seen it before on a 4-stroke engine. Very strange. Anyway, so we did replace both spark plugs. Job done. And just for reference, that's the part number. And I got sent the pre-gapped 0.9mm plugs, and it actually turns out that the plug gap is between 0.7 and 0.8 on that bike. So there you go, another useless fact. But it did give us a chance on camera to gap the plugs, which was pretty cool. Now then, what else do we do? And then we did the air filter. That was in a filthy state. Then we did a video replacing the in-tank fuel filter. It's a sock filter at the bottom of the pump. We replaced that. Didn't blow the workshop up, which was good because the fuel tank was full to the brim. And then I decided to push myself a little bit harder, and we did a front brake service. So the front brakes are done. Rear brake, the wet brake still needs to be adjusted up, but I won't do that until I've done the oil change. So still plenty to do. What else have we still got left to do? Yes, wet brake adjustment to do. There's some new tyres to fit. I'll show you those when we do the wander around the workshop. And it's had a crash. It's had a crash. The front end is a bit twisted. The plastics don't sit right at the front, and the left-hand front headlight has been pushed back in. So customer said, hey, can you take a look at that and try and straighten it out? So that's actually could turn out to be quite a big job. I've got a lot of plastics to take off for that and the front rack. So yeah, that could burn a bit of time, could that? And of course, valve clearance adjustment. The bike's only done 1,800 kilometers, but I don't know anything about the previous service history. Probably didn't have the valve clearances done at first service, which it probably should have done. So I'll be doing the valve clearances on it just to be sure. It's only tappets, so it's easy to do. But it does, again, require quite a lot of stuff to be taken off to do it. But I suppose since I'm taking the front end apart anyway, it's not really a problem. So there'll be lots of videos hitting the channel doing work on this Suzuki soon. I'll probably be editing those up while I'm away in the South Island, so they'll be dribbling through in a couple of weeks' time. Now then, so Dave, no, I didn't get the CB750 back to Alan. Alan Cook, how's your little spanner? Very, very safe, Alan. I've got to dig it out for Holly for next weekend to show her that, because she's not seen it yet. And all that stuff that you've sent through eventually, we'll get shown to Holly over that weekend through the videos. Roger, is it a Suzuki 450? I have plenty of spares if you need. It's not. It's a 500, but there probably are some overlap on the parts. The air filter I got sent down. I did actually order a new air filter for it just in case the old one was damaged. As it turns out, it's the wrong one. So I'll take that back. No good to me. Jim K is in the workshop. Good morning, Jim, and thanks for all your help during the week. I don't know if they've given you a call yet or not. Hopefully they have. KR Moto, my Mazda oil filter wrench fits my CB500 oil filter. What a coincidence. Yes, there's only so many sizes out there. Jim K, wet brake is a wet brake. It is. Good on farms, though. I do like the wet brake stuff. As long as the wet brake's powerful enough for its application. Sometimes you come across ones that are a bit on the weak side, to be honest. Connor K. Hey, Andy and crew. Just returned from the pub. God, you're all in the pub at the moment. Medicinal reasons for my visit. Very nice. No need to elaborate. Great banner. Now you can hide the bikes we aren't supposed to see. Exactly, that's the plan. And all thanks to Steve. Really appreciate it, Steve. And of course, a bit of branding as well. You can't go wrong, can you? Michael D, always time for pies. I know, I feel lost at the moment. Mrs. Mechanic did say to me last night, hey, I might just get out of bed early. I say early. and whiz down the road and see if I can get something for you from the local cafe, which obviously was closed last night because we've not done one of their pies yet. So we'll wait and see if that turns up. Simon, Kingquad must be one of the few Suzukis that does not use a CR9E. In actual fact, the service manual that I was looking at yesterday did list that, I think it was that plug from memory, as opposed to these. But these matched the ones that came out. So I think there was a bit of a discrepancy with the service manual as well, unfortunately. Anyway, the way it is. It's the one that I got sent down, so I have to stick with that. And pretty much everything else lined up. It was just the plugs that didn't, unfortunately. Jim K. I always like to drop the skid plates so there is no oil spills on the skid plates. Jim, I had to take lots of plastics off this bike. All the skid plates came off as soon as it arrived, so Mrs. Mechanic could give it a wash. It was in a really bad state. You'll see that on the first video, the oil change video. We did a walk around the bike in the arrival state, and it was just packed with mud, just like the RRV from the same customer that we did a couple of weeks ago. John Dwyer. Hi, Andy. As it's Sunday already, I know the weeks are just flying by at the moment. Graham McLucky. Hi, Andy and all. Good morning, Graham. Welcome back to the workshop. And welcome to you, John. Sorry. Good to have you back, mate. Sorry it's Saturday here. It's Saturday in most places, to be honest. Dave, 123. I recently picked up a 1964 Triumph TR6. Beautiful machine. Any thoughts on whether I should convert it to a 12-volt system or leave it 6 volts? Seems like a pain to change it. I think if you do change it, and obviously do an electronic ignition as well, if it hasn't got it already, given the age it probably hasn't, I think you'll thank yourself very much for doing it. 6-volt systems are always a bit of a pain, to be honest. I remember on the old motorcycles, we used to have a Honda CM200 twin, 6-volt, points ignition. Sure, it was 6-volt, definitely points ignition. And I had another one, which was a couple called Cyril, actually. It was called Cyril, lives in England now. Paid £80 for him. It was my college bike. And that one was a CDI ignition, so electronic ignition. And it was like chalk and cheese. The newer one with the electronic ignition was so much better at starting, so much better at running. It was fun to ride. The points ignition bike, even with the points set right, it was never anywhere near as good. So, Dave, do it. Do it. It's going to be a really good upgrade, to be honest. It really has. But there'll be a lot of work to do, I think. Jim, I'm late, but here we rained out the sprint car races. But I did hit the like button already. Well, good job, Jim. Thank you very much for that. And Jim, yesterday I did use a tool that you sent me. Hang on, bear with me. On one of the videos, we replaced the spark plugs on that Suzuki's, and we had to re-gap them. So you sent me this, and I used it in the video. So thank you very much for that. It did the job perfectly. Very useful indeed. Right, coffee. So time for a little walk around the workshop, I think. Let's go and look at some stuff. Lots of stuff to look at, actually. Right, turning around. Go do this properly now. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Dum, 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 dum. Right, Andy, don't walk too fast. Where should we start? Oh, we'll do the tyres first. Hang on. Right, so down here, for this quad, we've gone, the customer said, oh, get us some knobbly tyres for it. So we've gone for these. These look pretty knobbly. Should be good in the mud. No idea what they are. AT Masters, but look, there we are. Look, AT all-terrain. Well, they're not already all-terrain, they're the mud terrains. AT Masters, the brand, I think they're. Oh, made by Wonder. There you go. Wonder tyres. And it's 25 by 10 by 12, I think they are. On the rear. And yeah, 20, yeah, so, bigger ones anyway. So smaller ones on the front, bigger ones on the back. Obviously, I'm not going to start moving around. But that's what we've got for him. Not cheap, but hey, they'll do the trick. Very cool. Right, so let's have a look and see what's in this box. I know Alan is desperate to see what's in this box. So we'll have a look. I'll try and speak up because you're a fair way off. Look at the backdrop. It's fantastic. Right, so obviously, called in to see Jared the other day. Now, I have to say that not all of this stuff is for me. There's a hint. These are for me. We've got some more brake cleaner. Lots of brake cleaner. I do use quite a bit, but we try and be as sparing as possible because it's in great demand at the moment here in New Zealand, is this Forge brake cleaner. Now, also gave me a little box of gloves. Very nice, thank you. I do try to be very sparing of my gloves these days. Now, we've got some other stuff in here. A full service spray. We've got, some more Black Magic. This is excellent for doing, ignition locks and stuff. I use it on seatbelt buckles as well. Pretty cool for that. Yes, a new product, L258, which is a cavity wax. Basically, it stops corrosion and stuff. So I'm sure we can put that to good use at some point. What else have we got? Some silicone spray, very useful. I used that yesterday in one of the videos, actually. Not this particular can, but I did use it. Some spray grease, excellent. Do like spray grease. Use that a lot on the ROVs. Some Turbocraft rust off. So rust off turbo power for rusty bolts and things. Very good. Now then, what else is in here? Right. Some hand cleaner. Now I've got a big tub of the Forge hand cleaner. This is a small tube. Again, this one's not for me. Hint, hint. Trying to drop the hints for you. And a box of plasters. Can never be without too many plasters. Not used mine yet, been very careful. Right, what else have we got? Two more items. Right, we've got, very small, we've got some, I think this is, super glue. Got some super glue. And this one is pretty cool actually. Always comes in a little bag. Haven't used mine yet. This is when you get like a posi screw head that's rounded off, say on an engine casing, you can put this on and it actually gives you a bit more grip. It bites, it allows the screwdriver head to bite into the screw head, or the machine screw head, and give you some more grip so you can get it undone. So I do need to do a video on this stuff. It is really, really good. I've seen videos of it being used. I need to make a video as well. So, but again, that's not for me. I've already got mine over there. So now all the questions are going to be, Andy, who's it all for? That will be telling. Watch this space. Right, what else have we got? We need to have a wander around the bike, don't we? Okay, here we go. Look at that. Bloody good, Steve. Very good. Very well made. Right, so we've done the oil change. Oil filter is actually quite accessible, but the tool that I was using, it was bloody tight. And Suzuki say that I think the torque setting was 20 Newton meters from memory. But if you haven't got the tool to fit on the top that takes obviously your torque wrench or a socket, then it says to give it 2 full turns. So we marked the filter and the housing just down there. There's a little yellow mark, and I had to turn it 2 full turns, and man, it was tight to get 2 full turns out of it. But anyway, not to worry. We have to do things by the book, obviously. Done the front brakes; they're all serviced up now. Didn't need new pads. Just give it a good clean. All good there. If you look at the front, you'll see what I mean by the accident damage. It's a little bit skew-if. If you look at the rack, use that as a line, and then the plastic's just behind it. See, it's all kinked up just there, look. And the headlight, well, this is how it should look. And this is how this one looks. It's all set back, and it's sort of dropped off its mounts and things. And looking underneath, I thought, it'd be easy. It'd just be a bent stay or something, but the plastics just sort of hang there. You've got the rack stay here, and of course the rack is bolted down here to the plastics, but I don't know, it looks a bit odd. I'm gonna have to dig a bit deeper and find out what the problem is. It seems to be highest up there, and there's nothing under there. It's very strange. And the gear selection's fine, there's no problem with that, it works brilliantly. So, don't know. Further investigation required. Might be a video on it. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's about it really. Oh, and we did the fuel fill. We had to dig down, remove all that gubbins there, look, to get down to the fuel fill. So the fuel pump's mounted underneath that plastic cover with all the ECU and stuff on it. So we ripped all that out yesterday. But yeah, it's not a bad little bike, to be honest. It goes pretty well. Independent rear suspension, independent front, in a part-time four-wheel drive. It's all right. It is. Oh, we did the air filter there, look. That's all nice and clean now. Now, I didn't just clean the lid, I actually did the air filter as well, by the way. Yeah. Good job. I was thinking maybe the bike's been rolled, but put the handlebars straight. There, look. Oh, we've got a light out, look. One of the fluorescent tubes has died. That's almost straight. Usually when a quad bike gets rolled, the handlebars are the first things to get bent. And looking at that, they don't look bent. But the plastics are definitely all over the place, aren't they? Look at that. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's down. It's down here. So that's been pushed down. That bit's gone up. Headlight's gone in. Obviously hit something at a reasonable leg. Yeah, and the gap here is larger than it is there as well. I can just about get my finger in there, but there's quite a big gap on this side, so I wonder what they've done with it. The rack's definitely not bent. Strange. Anyway, another job. Something to work out. Hey, I'll do my best to try and straighten it up. I can't guarantee I'll get it bang on. We'll see what the problem is. Hopefully it's just a bent bracket and you can take all the plastics off, straighten the bracket up, and then bolt the plastic back on, and it's all good to go. Simon, that's one big thing I did with my DT is a CDI. Good job, mate. Thanks, Simon. John Dwyer, what? Why are you advertising for simple diagnostics? Simple diagnostics. Because Steve sent me a banner, and I get on really well with the guy. It's all right. He's a good mate. Collaboration, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Wesley Holmes. Hey up, Andy. That's a great banner. Met some great people through that network. Well, there you go. You see, it's all about networking. It is. I had an issue, it would be a couple of months ago now. I was down in Dunedin in the South Island, and we had a scooter there which had we fixed it now. We sorted it out, but it had I scoped the can high and can low, and it looked odd. And I flicked through some information to Steve just to get his opinion on it, and he was extremely helpful with his feedback. That and information from the factory, and one of our senior techs over in Australia as well I was working with him, and ultimately we worked it out, and it turned out that some of the information that had been supplied with the new kit, we fitted a new ignition. They have like an ignition module for the steering lock module. They have a communication module. They have the ECU, and of course you get the key fob. There's not a mechanical key; it's a key fob. And it turned out some of the information on installation of that wasn't actually correct. So it was quite good that my findings were proved to be correct. Anyway, the bike's come back to the customer now. We got it all sorted out, and everybody's happy, including the factory. Oh man, it is cold in here. Now then, John Dwyer, are you rebranding or just joining up with him? I'm confused. No, not rebranding at all. I just get on really well with Steve, and he sent me one of his banners so I can put that over any offending, is that the right word? Any brand of motorcycle or ATV, a specific brand of motorcycle or ATV that happens to be in the workshop that I don't have time to take off the hoist, I can screen it off with that banner. And hey, they're a good bunch, you know, and I'm very happy to support them. as is Steve with myself. You know, we just get on really well. I think it's a good collaboration. So don't be confused, John. It's just a banner. It's still Andy Mechanic. It is. Wesley Holmes. I used to have an old YZ 490 83 model. It was a flying machine. That would be worth a fortune now if you still had it. He cheated death a few times on that. I know the feeling. I've had a lot of very near misses on many of my different motorcycles over the years, not just on road but off road as well. Simon, John Dwyer, the Automotive group on YouTube are awesome. All help each other. That's exactly right. It's about sharing the knowledge, because there's so much stuff to know now. I mean, even in the motorcycle industry, and we're way behind the car side of things when it comes to complexity. So you can imagine with the cars, you know, each manufacturer's got its own specifics. There's so many components now. There's so many modules. There's lots of different ways of doing stuff, and you need so much equipment to be able to retrieve the information that you need to be able to diagnose the fault correctly. So being able to share that knowledge and work together as a group, I think is a fantastic idea. It also, you know, you learn a lot more by collaborating as well. You know, you just improve your skill set constantly. I really enjoy working with techs that you know, have a lot more experience than me working on a particular model. I mean, you know, my history as a tech is very different. When very quickly, you know, when I got sent down to Loughborough Technical College for 2 years to do automotive engineering and management was the course at Loughborough Technical College. Did that for 2 years. I think I was the youngest one on the course from memory. Passed with flying colours, which was nice, put a lot of effort into it, and was chosen to go and work for Mercedes-Benz in Barcelona under the Petra, what was called the Petra scheme. I don't know if it's still going or not, which is like a work placement type scheme into industry. It was all funded. So I went over to Barcelona for a few months. They tried to teach me Spanish, didn't learn a lot. Went into the factory, had a great time in the factory, but there was, at the time, there was a recession starting, and the head office in Germany, on the last couple of weeks I was there, they put out word that they were going to close the factory in Barcelona. It was an engine and gearbox plant. And there was a lot of strikes going on, a lot of picketing at the front gates. I still was able to get in and do the course because I wasn't actually being paid for it. So I wasn't classed as a worker. I was a trainee. So they allowed me through, and I was able to finish my time with Mercedes. I suppose ultimately the plan might have been to be offered a job there, which I would have no doubt accepted, just for experience. Maybe spent a year in Barcelona, you know, working for them. But with the big change and the fact that the notice was out that they were going to close the factory, there were no jobs being offered, so it just didn't happen. So I came back to the UK and started my own off-road driving centre. I mean, there was an option to go and work for my dad in the dealership, the garage that we had, and at the time we were Renault dealers. But you know, I was a bit headstrong, and I wanted to sort of make my own mark and do what I wanted to do rather than just be another, you know, just replicate what Dad had done for his father, and eventually built quite a successful off-road driving centre, which ran for I think 14 years, and then we came to New Zealand. So there you go. And during that time, running the four-wheel drive centre, I was able to put a lot of my knowledge that I'd learned at college into repairing the vehicles that we ran on the fleet. And we had 87 vehicles on the fleet by the time we closed the site. There was a lot of stuff to look after and a lot of varied machines. We had a lot of ATVs, all Yamahas, apart from a couple of Polaris. Sportsman X2s they weren't too bad, but not very good on the wiring, to be honest. We had initially little Suzuki Jeeps, SJ410s, 413s, Samurais. I know my way around those machines really well. I actually did an electronic ignition conversion on the 410 using the parts off the 413, which was really good actually. It made a big difference. And a magazine came down and took photos, and we're doing the conversion to go in the magazine. And then, you know, came to New Zealand, wanted to chill out for a year. So I trained, worked in a bicycle shop and trained through Shimano to be a qualified bicycle mechanic. I mean, I've probably forgotten most of it by now because it's quite some time ago. And then I left there because they changed the skills shortage list in New Zealand. So I had to go and work in a motorcycle shop. So I did that for about 18 months, and then they got rid of motorcycle mechanic from the skills shortage list. So I had to be a car mechanic for a while, and I was working out of a Firestone depot, doing wheel alignments and mainly warrant of fitness as well, and a few other bits and pieces, fitting tyres and things. And then I got the teaching job at Unitech, so I was doing that for 5 years. And then after that, well, I'm doing my current job, and this is by far the best job. It's great fun. Busy though, really, really busy. Spent a lot of time on the job that I have now. I had a lot more free time when I was a lecturer, hence why I started the YouTube channel. Now it's I mean, obviously I still fit it in, but you know, it was a lot more relaxed when I was a lecturer, and doing the videos was in line with what I was teaching, so the two things went really well together. Plus I had a lot more resources to hand as well, where I could use some of the teaching resources to make the videos, which was cool. And I never managed to get the whole course put to video. That was my mission. All the practical work that we did, you know, in class, I wanted to make videos on. That was the aim. But then I swapped jobs before that got finished. Now then, where are we now? Where are we? Pat Toohill. The company you work for would be happy to have their brand on your channel. If it's broken or not, free advertising for them. Pat, it's very complicated. And it was something which was decided before they even offered me the job, to be honest. There is a conflict of interest, clearly, where me making videos showing people how to fix a particular vehicle and do the repairs themselves would then potentially prevent that repair work going into an authorized dealership to have done. So therefore it takes work away from them. And that's the conflict. And I'm fully aware of it, and I brought it up during the interview. Everybody was very happy that that we'd come to an agreement. And for the time that I have this position with my employer, videos with that particular brand, repair videos cannot be made public on the channel. It's not to say I don't make those videos. I do. There's about 85, maybe 90 videos hidden on the channel that have not been released, which are there for the future. Because obviously when cases come in of diagnostics and stuff, it's important to capture that kind of stuff on camera and to make videos on it. Because you may be only going to come across that fault once. You may not ever see it again. And it's interesting stuff, but I can't release those videos to the public until some point in the future. But I do still enjoy making them, and it's a bit weird making a video knowing that nobody's going to see it for years, but that's just the way it is. I respect their opinion, and I work very hard to try not to rock the boat or cause any problems. I know it's a bit weird, and I'm working on other brands and making videos on that, but that's the only other option, isn't it? Because if I wasn't to do that, then I wouldn't have any vehicles to work on, and there wouldn't be any content for the channel, and it would basically just kill the channel overnight. And that was my case. I've got to be able to work on other brands, otherwise, it kills off what I've worked so hard to build up. But you're right, Pat. You are right, and I think as the channel gains momentum, as we get more subscribers, as I become a bit more of an influencer, I suppose is the word, then maybe, just maybe, their opinion might change. Because I don't, I'm always very positive about that particular brand. It's my first choice for motorcycles and ATVs. It always has been. And I think really, as long as the videos aren't real technical, which you would have to use an authorized dealer for example, if it was stuff that was in the owner's manual, daily checks, that kind of thing, then what's the problem? Because it tells you how to do it in the owner's manual anyway. So just making a video on it could only be a benefit, but that's not the case at the moment. John, thank God. You had me thinking outside the box for a few minutes. That's all right, John. Wesley Holmes, that's what I keep thinking. They fetch $2,000 easy or more on eBay. They fetch a lot of money here in New Zealand. Oh, smoke in the eye, it's not good. Yes, networking is the way. I've learned so much on Simplified Network. Absolutely, it's got to be the way forward. Mike, food in Barcelona is awesome. Yes, my favourite, and it's only a basic meal, but it's called a lomo. And it's a piece of pork in basically a bread bun. And you get a sauce called, it starts with a V, but it's pronounced Baladorex. And it's a really nice sauce, and they can put onions in there and bits and pieces as well. And that was my staple diet while I was over there. It was one of those and a couple of beers, job done, absolutely perfect. And if I ever do go back to Terrassa, which is where I stayed, worked in Barcelona, but lived in a suburb, well, a township called Terrassa, with a very nice family over there. Yeah, lots of fond memories. They took me in as part of their family for when I lived there. We even went skiing together and all that kind of stuff. It was really, really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I even made my own trailer. Here's a little story for you. I even made my own trailer. When I knew I was going back to the UK and I'd driven to Barcelona, I took one of my little Suzuki Jeeps over there. I had a little SJ410 soft top, which I drove through all the way through from England through France, along the Pyrenees, and dropped down into the back of Barcelona. I actually built my own trailer using the back end of a truck chassis, and it had a massive truck axle and diff in it. And the reason for building the trailer was to load it up with San Miguel beer. Just down the road from where I lived was a bottling plant. So we went down there and I used the last of the money that I was given as a student, the living allowance that I got paid. I used the last of that to fill the trailer with 1,000 bottles of San Miguel, and then trailered that back all the way to the UK. I did get some funny looks at customs. They let me through. It was for personal use, me and my dad. It should last us a couple of years maybe. And they let me through, no charge, which I thought was fantastic. Got home and we had San Miguel beer for a very long time. It was great. And then I sold that trailer. I remember somebody buying it, which is a bit weird because it was cobbled together. But I enjoyed welding it all up, and we made the hitch. The donut, we actually used a donut hitch with a pin onto the Jeep because I had that kind of a hitch on the back, and that was made in the Mercedes factory. It was all CNC machined. It was bloody cool. And now it's gone. Somebody else has got it. Anyway, it was fun while it lasted. Now then, Jim K, that Kingquad looks to be a special edition due to the wheels. Yes, it's got alloy wheels on it. It could be a special edition. I've no idea. You know more than I do about it. All I'm doing is trying to fix it. Simon, Wesley Holmes, the Keith DeFazio new level tug test saved me a lot of testing time last week. It's sharing the knowledge. Yes, the tug test is something which is really simple, but it can quickly highlight where the problem is. I mean, I've come across wiring faults where the insulation of the wire, the exterior of the wire looks absolutely perfect, no problems at all. But inside, the copper's fractured and it's become two separate pieces. And sometimes it's connected and sometimes it just breaks circuit. And then it connects again, due to vibration or whatever. And yeah, very simple fault, but sometimes very hard to find, especially when it's buried inside a wiring harness. Dave, 123. What does Mrs. Mechanic think of all the cute shop girls I see in your videos? Well, Mrs. Mechanic sort of tolerates them, to be honest. I mean, understandably so. She, yeah, I mean, what happens in the workshop stays in the workshop. Isn't that what we say? She's very trusting, and yeah, tolerates is the right word. You know, doesn't what's the word? Doesn't, you know, accept it open arms. But yeah, I definitely reduced the number of videos or the filming time with Tool Girls since I moved down to their cottage, down to this workshop. But she's okay with it. Okay, just okay. You know, yes, I'm sure you can read between the lines. Still good fun though, isn't it? Having the Tool Girls around. I do enjoy it. I have a great time. And it becomes, you know, because it's only maybe once every 3 or 4 months now that I film with Holly, you know, it's a bit of a special kind of weekend. It's quite unique, and I feel very lucky that she allows me to do it. And yeah, you guys enjoy it. That's obviously why I do it. Wesley, yes, Simon, I've been knackered without Google now. Google is the source of all knowledge and all anti-knowledge, the stuff that is incorrect. There's a lot of stuff on the internet, and that was another reason for doing the YouTube channel. You know, the students were busy looking things up on the internet, and they were learning stuff that was actually not correct. Oh, talk of Mrs. Mechanic. Hang on a second. Hello.
So lucky.
Oh.
You haven't had it?
Have we had one of these?
No, you have, but not with me.
Ah. Cool. Thank you. We have a Mackenzie steak and cheese pie. The day is saved. Right, let's get this slapped. It is still warm. Let's go and slap it in the pie warmer and warm it up properly. And we can see how we get on with this. I don't think I've done a Mackenzie one. We're going to find out. Hang on. Let's go have a look. Let's go and look at the chart. 3, 2, 1. Right, what have we got? Mackenzie steak and cheese. Have we done a Mackenzie steak and cheese? Wild Bean, The Baker's Son, Inquire, Servings, Dad's Pie, Oxford, Bake Shack, Jesters, Mrs. Max. We haven't! Mackenzie's steak and cheese it is for today. Oh, I need to get organised now. Bloody hell. Right, hang on then. I'm all over the place. Bear with me. Turn you around. Oh, it's going to be a good day now. I needed to be picked up with a pie because that undersealing is not a fun job at all, to be honest. Right. The pie is out. There you go. This is what it looks like. It's got a cross on the top for some reason. What's going on there? Oh, we've got some major lid movement going on. Okay, let's get it in the pie warmer. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Right. Try not to trip over the tripod. I've got a tripod out, you see. So I'm going to trip over that in a minute. Right, pie warmer. Lots of cables everywhere, charging batteries up. Well, not at the moment because I'm smoking a bit today. Ergonomics is not the greatest in this workshop. That should be enough. Okay, we'll have to wait for the ping, won't we? Okay, back to the bench. Back for some more chat. Dum 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 dum. Do like the banner. Definitely can't stay up all the time though. It takes up way too much space. Look at the product placement. Jared will be loving that. Now, Machine NZ, bring her in. Let's meet her. You will. Well, she has been on a video. If you want to see Mr. Mechanic, we did a totally abstract video for the channel. I think it's still there. We did the luge, and I think it was in Rotorua? I think it was the Rotorua one. I don't think it was the Queenstown one. It would be the Rotorua one. Yes, it was. We went to the luge in Rotorua. I took my GoPro and I filmed the near-death experience. So she's on that. So you can go and dig that out from the archives if you want and take a look. I'm sure she'll be on some videos at some point. She's been helping out a lot more in the workshop in the last few months. In all honesty, she's been helping out in the workshop all the time. And she even helped do all the beams, these big yellow beams and stuff that we've got around the workshop, these things. You know, she was cleaning those back, and I think she even painted some of them for me. Lots of fabrication work, drilling holes. She just gets involved with all sorts of stuff. I couldn't do what I do without her, to be honest. She's unbelievably good. And like I said before, very, very tolerant. I'm not the best husband in the world. In fact, I'm probably one of the worst husbands in the world. Hardly ever at home. When I am, I'm always in the workshop, busy getting jobs done. So I suppose she just helps out best she can to spend some time with me. That's what it'll be. But I am very, very grateful for all the work she does. Now, Simon, pie time. It is. Tick, tick, tick. It's warming up. Pete, yay, we got a pie. Did save the day there, Mrs. Mechanic. Thank you. Mike, at least toast and jam. Yeah, we've got a pie now. Dave, 123. We don't have enough meat pies in the United States. Now I'm hungry. I'm bloody starving, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to that pie. Pat, hopefully one of these days, Mrs. Mechanic will say hi to us. She hasn't been on the channel for quite a while. She hasn't, and she will be back on the channel at some point. She's got a little cart that I bought her a few years ago for taking out the rubbish and the bits and pieces around the garden. She can, one of those little green carts with 4 little wheels, and you just, you know, the standard sort of cart. And it's looking a bit sad. It lives outside, and the wheels are all getting rusty and things. So it needs a bit of love. So I think we'll do a video at some point when I'm not quite so busy, where she can, you know, give it a service, spray the wheels up, have a bit of fun, make it look nice again. I think that'd be quite a cool little video to do, because she can do most of the work, which would be fantastic. I can just film it. There you go. God, it's cold in here. Wesley, yes. There's a lot of bad information on the website, on the internet. There is, but if you have half an idea of what you're looking for, it's great. Yes, I think if you've got some knowledge, then it's quite quick to be able to filter through information that you know is incorrect. The problem was with the students is they were just a sponge and a little bit naive. You know, I'm not saying that in a bad sense. They were learning and they just wanted to absorb the knowledge. And I often found that they would do some research on the internet and then get confused because they got conflicting information. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to make the videos. I said, look, I'll make some videos, and then that information is what you need to learn. Sure, there's different ways of doing stuff, but some of the information that they were looking at was actually fundamentally flawed, and that caused a lot of confusion to them. Wesley Holmes, great little workshop. Thank you very much. It needs a heater. That's what it needs. It needs some aircon in it. Pete, Mrs. Mechanic is the best. She's bloody good. She really is. Mike Bazansky, power should be back by 9 p.m. tonight. Propane powered generator saved the day. Propane one. Very good. Well, fingers crossed they stick to their pledge that you'll have power by 9 o'clock tonight. Geez, I wonder what I'd do without power. We do get the odd power cut here. I'm very fortunate. If I got a power cut, that would be the end of the day. I couldn't really do anything because it gets very dark in here, and a lot of the stuff. Well, I've got rechargeable tools, I suppose, and I can still work on the spanners. I'll probably just work under the carport. I can't afford not to get the jobs done. I've got deadlines to hit. Otherwise, all my logistics go out the window. Machine NZ, breakfast is ready. Catch you later. Thanks for the stream, Andy. We'll watch the rest later. Hey, no problem at all, Machine NZ. Easy. I still haven't done the Myford, by the way. It's still sat on the bench. It might have to be a restoration job for Ben. I might have to just give it to him as it is. I don't know. I don't want to. Ooh, Simon sent a photo. Hang on. What did Simon send? Geez, I'm starting to shiver now. Oh my word. Looks like somebody's been making gaskets. Looks a little bit out there, Simon. What's going on there? Is that one that you made on that cutter? Or is that a gasket you've bought that's just wrong, basically? It looks like one you've made. Tell me more, Simon. Speaking of Mrs. Mechanic and her craft stuff, the cutting machine can do gasket paper. Use me, Mrs. Cutter. So use your Mrs. Cutter. We'll send a photo. You will see how it went wrong with the file. Ah, yes. Misalignment of one of the holes. Believe it or not, Simon, I gave Mrs. Mechanic a roll of gasket paper about 2 weeks ago, and it's on the kitchen table at the moment, just flattening out. And I think I gave her just an example gasket to see if it works. So not as complex as the one that you've got there, a bit smaller. So maybe it's going to be okay. I'll have to wait and see. It's a bit strange why it's got one hole in the wrong place though, and all the rest seem to line up. Very odd. But if you can iron that out and get it to work properly, it'd be a massive saving. Great idea. Very impressed. Jeez. Jim K, did you finish the underseal jobs? I've done one, Jim. That's in the garden over that side. And that's basically cured. That's going to go back together today. I've got 2 still on the trailer to strip and underseal today. So today's a ROV undersealing kind of a day. I'm not working on the Suzuki today. I'll be doing that probably late afternoon and tomorrow night to get it finished once I've got all my work stuff out of the way. KR Moto, hey Andy, what's your email address? Trying to send you some pics of my bike build, but I would have been doing a first ride on it, but they sent me the wrong damn clutch. Okay, email address is andymechanic, that's one word, andymechanic at live.co.nz. Sorry, that's wrong, .co.uk. andymechanic at live.co.uk. Geez, I made that mistake once before. Yes, believe it or not, I set that email address up when I was still in England before the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel was even thought about. Had that name for a long time. So Andy Mechanic at live.co.uk. It's in the description down the bottom if you scroll down. Now then, Wesley Holmes, what temperature is it over in New Zealand? Is it winter right there? No, it's not winter anymore. It's sort of springy time. Things are starting to warm up. But it stays very cold in this workshop until probably about lunchtime. That's if the sun's out. In the summertime, it gets ridiculously hot in this workshop. We have got plans. The plans are afoot. Nothing's happened yet. I've done some basic designs of what I want to do, and we're going to put a second roof, believe it or not, over the workshop, which will be integral to another carport on that side of the building. So it's going to keep the sunshine directly off the original roof, and it's also going to solve the problem, the fact that this roof leaks in many, many different places. It's not good. But I don't want to re-roof this workshop because of the logistics of doing it, because it's full of stuff and I've got nowhere else to put the stuff, and it's quite a big job and it wouldn't be done in one weekend, which means that what's in the workshop will be exposed to the weather. And I don't want that. That will be bad. So I've come up with a plan. It doesn't matter how long it takes to do the second roof, the skin. There'll be maybe about a foot gap between this roof and the new one. It'll look fine from the outside. Won't be a problem. Now then, so what temperature is it? It feels about 6 or 7 degrees at the moment. George Bonnie 90, Mrs. Mechanic saves the day. She did. And we've got about another 10 minutes to go, and that pie will be good to go. Richard Perry, hi Andy, nice to be back. Sorry for being away. Had 4 teeth out. Holy moly. But you're okay now. Good job. I remember when I was a student, I would have been about, I think I was 17. Yes, I would have been 17 because I was on BUPA in the UK under my family's and my parents' BUPA policy. And I bought myself a brand new Shoei crash helmet. It cost me a fortune, about £220 I think when I bought it. But they didn't have the right size. They had the size smaller. And I was so desperate to get that particular helmet because it had a really cool eagle design on the sides. That I still went ahead and bought it. It'll wear in, it'll be all right. And about 6 months later, I started to bite my inner cheek, right at the back. And I went to the dentist. And, said to him, I keep biting my cheek. What's going on? And he says, oh, your crash helmet's too small. You need a bigger crash helmet. I says, I'm not paying for another crash helmet. I can't get the size that I wanted. And he says, well, there's only one other option, and that's take out one of your wisdom teeth. Okay, is it going to cost me anything? Nah, you're under Bupa. So he pulled out a perfectly good wisdom tooth just so I could keep wearing the nice shiny crash helmet. That's dedication for you, that is, isn't it? Just pull it out. I don't need a wisdom tooth. Easy. It bloody hurt for weeks. And he was very reluctant to pull out a perfectly good tooth, but he did, which was nice. It wasn't really. It hurt, but anyway. Pete, can your rubber coat that roof for now? I probably could. I'm hoping to get that carport built in the next 6 months, during the summer months. It's not a massive task. I say that now, but it's not. I just need to pull my finger out and get on with it. And then I can put a hoist, a 2-poster hoist, in it, because it's going to be quite high. It'll be about 4.5 meters high at the peak, designed to take a hoist so I can work on the RRVs in a sensible manner, not clamber around on the floor all the time, which is what I'm doing at the moment, which is, I'm not getting any younger, and it's not fun. So it would make life a lot easier. And for the undersealing as well, it'd be a massive improvement. It'd make life so much easier to underseal them on a hoist. And that contract's going to go on for years, so it'd be good to try and get organised for that. Jim K, now that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll look into it. I mean, it's not horrific. It's only small drips, but it is getting worse. And if we have a massive downpour, then yes, there's a couple of buckets get put out. The worst bit is if you've got a frost on the roof, like we had this morning, and it slowly thaws out, it seems to drip in a lot more places. It's weird, isn't it? John Nuttall, what happened to Miss August? I see no red tape. I know, she didn't need any. She obviously left far too many clothes on. Now it's the Forge calendar, and every now and again there's a page that doesn't need red tape. And I mean, it's a perfectly splendid image as it is. So yeah, saved on the red tape there. I think the next month, I think September, is going to require some red tape. I've had a sneaky peek. I think it is. Oh dear. So before I do the valve clearance adjustment on the Suzuki, I'm going to make double sure that what's in the manual is actually correct, because that manual looks like it's for a slight. It's still got twin spark plugs in the manual, but the spark plugs in the manual were listed as a different part number. So I just want to check with the dealer first to make sure that the valve clearance specs correct before I set them, because I don't want to set them wrong. Obviously, that'd be very bad. Mike, digger still lonely in the garden? I used the digger the other day, actually, not for digging stuff, but I used it to lift this quad bike up so I could take the wheels off, and Mrs. Mechanic and the underbody tray, the skid plates, and Mrs. Mechanic gave it a bloody good wash. It was really good. It was perfect for the job. Made life a lot easier. Pete, is it time for pie yet? About another 5 minutes, I think. Nothing's on fire yet, so we're all right. Jim K, what year is it? It's 2021, Jim. Oh, you mean the bike? I believe it's a 2020. It's not very old. It's only done 1,800 kilometers, so I'm pretty sure he bought it back end of last year. It had the first service done by a dealer, a Suzuki dealer. The manual says it should be serviced every 1,000 Ks. I can't imagine that the first service is at 800 kilometers. It's a bit far out, is that? So it was overdue a service. The oil was pretty clean that came out though. Jeez, I'm getting hungry. Oh, I need to get my score sheet for the pie. Let's go and find that. I think it's over there somewhere. It's going to be really confusing because I've not prepared it for this one. Let's go and find the score sheet. Right, 3, 2, 1. Right, so we're going to need, oh my word, somebody at the door. Oh another coffee. Thanks. Look at that. Coffee delivered. I'm going to deliver the coffee over here. Stack it up next to that. Look at that. Dual mugs. Can't go wrong. Right. Oh, tripod. Right. Shut the door. Score sheet. Look, you see drips from up there somewhere. Probably off the light fitting now, man. Look. And there's a drop of water. I spotted some water around one of the plugs as well there. Look. See that little drip? And that comes down here. Look. Look. Water. More water. Not good. Right. This was last week's Jester's steak and cheese. So we need a pen. Hang on. That being the pens drawer. Pen. Excellent. Need that. We'll have to just do it down the side, won't we, I think? Yes. I'm very badly organised this morning. Wasn't expecting a pie. Right. Come on, pie. Are you ready yet? Must be ready. Should we speed it up? We're running 2 minutes off. There we are, look. Pie time. Oh, nicely brown now. Look at that. Anyway, keep the rats out. Mackenzie steak and cheese. Woohoo! Right, cold coffee over there. Warm coffee. Let's just stick it over here for a second on the cardboard. Bit of thermal insulation. Right. Okay, turning you around. There we go. Okay, so let's crack on with the pie. We're an hour and 16. You guys have been waiting an hour and 16 minutes for this. Bloody good job. Okay, so how does the pie look now it's warmed up? Well, we do still have some pretty serious failure of the bonding around the lid to the main case. Quite substantial, actually. And it's quite soft. See there, look. So we could have problems. What's the underside like? Oh, the underside's still intact, so we might be all right. And it's a Mackenzie steak and cheese. I have had these before, actually. Tender, slow cooked, golden pastry. They're not wrong. It is golden pastry. Okay, I'm going in. I'm going to start at the failed point, purely because that's common sense. The last thing you want to do is to leave that fail point till last, because the whole thing will just collapse. Mmm, crunchy. Nice. Hey, that's not bad. Oh, a pleasant surprise for today, I tell you. And there's the inside, look. Steak and cheese. Mmm. So how many of you are getting really hungry now? I bet Steve's in the pub going, ordering a pie, you wait. Mmm. That's good. Probably tastes better because it was unexpected. So, there you go. Look, another look at the inside. It's steaming. It's good and hot. I do like it. Big chunks of meat, maybe. Yep, that was a chunk. I like chunks of meat. Good job, Mackenzie. Mmm. Look at the failure there, though. It's hanging in there, though. It's doing all right. Taste, flavour. Well, it's good. It is good. I'll just put an M up there, look. Right. I'm going to give it a 9. It's really good. Structure Foley Partners. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. We've got this massive fissure, this crack, this failure of bonding, which was quite a chunk, probably about, oh, I don't know, 45% of the circumference of the pie there. But the carcass is good. The main cup part is good. So I think it loses at least 2 points for that big crack, at least. I think we're going to give it, it's not really a pie. This particular one isn't one that you could really have while you're driving. I'm going to give it a 6 for that. Runnability. Okay, so do the contents run? It is quite hot, so the cheese will be quite fluid. But we'll give it the 45-degree test. Have we got any kind of runs going on? It's sort of hanging in there, isn't it? I don't see any blobs coming out. Very, very slow movements. It is starting just to flow. Okay. I think it does pretty well on that. Let's give it an 8 for that. Meat quality. Well, it tastes very good. And there is some good chunks of meat in there. Oh, and you can feel the strands of the meat. It's nice. Really good. Okay. Meat quality. It's very good, actually. I'm going to give it a 9. That really is good. Pie to crust ratio. Well, there is a fair bit of pastry. But there's also quite a lot of filling. It's quite a big pie. But it's a ratio we're looking at, isn't it? So, what do you think? An 8 or a 7? Because the sides are quite thick. Here, look, you see there's a lot of pastry in the sides, but it hasn't given it a lot of structure. It's still quite saggy. Pie to crust ratio. Yeah, I think 7. I think it's 7. I think it's 7 for that. Pastry taste rating. Let's try that. So we need a bit of pastry. Let's take a bit of side off. Okay. So quite gooey. Well, there's no nasty aftertaste on the pastry. It's actually quite flavoured pastry. They've put something in it. You can see all these little black speckles and stuff. There's obviously some kind of herbs or something within the pastry. You can see there, look, on the sides there, there's some little black bits as well. So the pastry is actually quite tasty. It adds to the pie. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to give that an 8. Well, 8 or a 9? I think an 8. No, let's give it a 9 because it's nice and crusty on top. Let's give it a 9 because the top is really crispy. Another chunk of meat. So we've got this really crispy pastry on top. And that is tasty. That's good. I like that. Okay. Packaging design. Bear with me. We'll just put Mr. Pie down for a second. So, Mackenzie goes for like a really, they're trying to market it as a traditional pie. That's the packaging. I think it's very smart, very traditional. I like the brown sort of outside, the paper bag style, but they put a lot of thought into it. And different flavours have, I believe, have different colours in the centre there, so they're really easily recognisable as well. Tender, slow-cooked golden pastry, 100% grass-fed New Zealand beef, South Island cheddar. That's important too. Proudly baked in New Zealand, 210 grams. So it is bigger than you. The average is about 200. There you go, look. That's the back. Pretty cool. So I think it's smart. I think it's traditional. I think it's smart. I think it looks a bit posh, actually. High country. Can't go wrong with that. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not a 5-minute Photoshop job. I think there's quite a bit of thought gone into that. So, what should we give them for their packaging design? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to give it an 8. Did okay there. Now, recyclable score. Is it recyclable? It should be because it feels very papery. Made in New Zealand. Goodman Fielder. Nelson Street, Auckland. Turn over the flap, Mr. Young. Right. It's plastic coated on the inside to keep the pie nice and fresh. It's not just paper, it's got the plastic on, which means it's not normal paper. So you've got to just throw it away, look. It says dispose of responsibly. So it's not recyclable. That's bad. Mackenzie, you've lost some marks there. Obviously decided to maintain taste quality as opposed to recyclableness. So unfortunately it gets a 0 because it's not recyclable. Okay, so we can jump around a bit now. Availability logistics. Let's have a look. Let's stick you on the main camera, and we'll take a look. Right, hang on. Bear with me. I need to sort things out. Jeez, very disorganized today. Okay, so Mackenzie, MAC, all sorts of things can come up now, can't they? Mackenzie pies. There we are. Look, Goodman Fielder. Yes, different colours depending on the flavour of the pie, the filling. Right. Does it have a store finder? Brands, careers, who we are. Who we are is good. Let's have a look at that. About our company, our team, history, purpose. Right. Okay, let's look at the history. The history of Mackenzie pies. Goodman Field has a rich history of spanning back to humble beginnings of 1909. Learn about how we have grown and evolved over the past 120 years to become a leading food manufacturer. Well, there's a lot to read, so I think you guys, if you're interested, you can go on to their website and have a read through. Sustainability. Strange why the packaging's not recyclable then. Okay. Better planet. Maybe that's interesting stuff. We rely on the planet's productive and sustainable food system. Find best ways positive. Sustainable food industry. Okay, that's about where they get their food from. Okay. I don't think it actually shows anything to do with where we can get them. Stores. Let's do a search. Oh. No. Okay. We'll have to go by Andy's knowledge then, I think. Right, it's turning you around again. So Mackenzie pies, they are reasonably well available. Obviously, we can get them locally here. I've seen them around, on my travels around New Zealand. Obviously, it's made it all the way from the South Island, or at least the cheddar has. So, availability, logistics. I'll give it a 6. And don't forget that, well, no, I'll give it a 7 because they are in pie warmers and they're ready to eat, and that's important. You don't have to take it home to cook it. So I'll give it a 7 for that. Now, is it still tasty when cold? Well, it is cooling down. Oh, we could have some failure there. But as it's cooling, the cheese is solidifying, so it's less runny. It still tastes good, actually. That was a good bit. That was really good. Now, pie server attractiveness. Mrs. Mechanic brought me this pie, so it gets a 10. I didn't see the server at the shop. Wow, look at that. That's a good pie. I'm still enjoying it. Every mouthful is a pleasure. I must say the pastry on the bottom of the pie, it's not soggy and it's not a bad taste. And it is cooked, but it's very flexible. It's not crunchy, it's not crispy. The top bit's nice and crispy, but the underside is more chewy. And I was saying it's cooling down, but it's still actually pretty hot in the middle. Look at that, it's still steaming, which actually doesn't take a lot in this workshop. Lots of cheese. You can see the cheese in there as well. I can really taste the cheese, which is nice. I wonder if we can get it to focus for you, so you can actually see what's going on. Is it going to focus? Come on, camera, you can do it. There you go. It's not too bad. Right. It's good and chewy. The meat, it's nice. Wholesome. Wholesome's a good word. So, is it still tasty when cold? The taste is not dropping off with temperature. It still tastes really good. So I would say it probably is a pie that you could purchase from the pie warmer, leave to go cold because you're busy, you got pulled away, you go back to the pie, it's now cold. I would say it's still going to be quite tasty. Not as good as hot, obviously, but it's still going to be okay to eat. Some pies are not. Some pies are just disgusting when they're cold. I'm going to give it a 7 for that. I think it's pretty good, actually. Now, stuffability score. Do I need another one? I've nearly finished this one. This is the point in time you go, I was expecting more. Do I go and buy another one, as soon as I finish this? And I think the answer is no. I feel it's satisfied my hunger, all 210 grams of it. Man, that is a good pie. That is a really good pie. That's going to give the Wild Bean Cafe one a real run for its money, actually. That's my feeling. See the pastry, and just see there, look. See that sort of darker area in the middle? That's like just solid pastry, which is quite gooey. It's not, maybe a little bit longer in the pie warmer would have just helped to cook that a bit more. Maybe it's how the pie is. It doesn't taste bad, but it's not crispy pastry. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. So stuffability score. I've eaten all the pie. Am I stuffed? Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to wash it down with a warm coffee. Oh, that was a good pie. That was really good pie. So, am I stuffed? Well, I am. Do I want anything else to eat? I don't. And that's the definition of being stuffed. So I'm going to give it a 10. I think it did really well. Okay, post heartburn factor. At this point in time, there isn't any. I haven't burped. There's been no repeats going on. Heart feels fine. Not struggling to pump the blood around at the moment. You couldn't ask for any better, really. 10? I think we should do a 10. I think that's really good. Because even the Wild Bean Cafe ones, every now and again, I get a little bit of heartburn. Okay, so we need to add up the scores. Are you going to give me a hand? Here we go. Oh, we had a burp. Maybe it should be a 9. Okay, we've got to change one to a 9 now. Okay, so post heartburn, that was a 10. It's now a 9 because we've had a burp. Okay, so 9, 6, that's 15, 23, 32, 39, 46, 55, 62, 70, 79. Where are we? We're off camera now. 79, 89, 99. Let's just double check. I could be wrong. Okay, 15, 23, 32, 39, 46, 55, 62. That's right, isn't it? 62, 70, 79, 89, 99. 99 it is, I was right. Right, let's go and find a little magnetic strip from the cupboard. The tool girl cupboard, jeez. Morning, Lily. There we go, look. I know you've all seen in here, look, we've got a brand new seat for Holly's bike, hiding in the tool girl cupboard. Jeez, it's been a while since all this gear's been worn, I tell you. All sorts of stuff in here, you know. Manuals, welding masks, paint, boots, lots of boots. They like the boots, don't they? Right. There we go. Back to the bench. Okay, so we've got Mackenzie steak and cheese. Are you back? Are we back? Is the live still going? It is. It's still going. What happened there? The phone tried to do an update or something. Right. So let's go and pop this up on the wall. Looks a bit fuzzy to me. Yeah. Okay. Right. Back to the cupboard. Apologies for the quality of the video at the moment. What's going on there? Okay, so 99. We'll stick it up there for now. Sorry, Eric. Right. 99. So we need a gap up there. Oh, my word. Let's just go up a bit. We can go up. Need to move 3 of these up, don't we? There we go. Right. Mackenzie steak and cheese. In it goes at 99. Good job, Mackenzie. So only topped by Esquires at 90. Oh, hang on. Oh, somebody can't do maths. It's near the top. There we are. That's better. Jeez. What a muppet. There we go. Right. Only topped by the Baker's Son at 102. Very close. And Wild Bean Cafe at 103. So it's only 4 points behind the Wild Bean Cafe. All it needed was a recyclable packaging, and it would have been easily the winner so far, the leader. Obviously, there's a lot more to do. Oh, God, look at that. Obviously, there's a lot more to do, so it might still get topped. But still, a very, very good pie. Well done, Mackenzie. Great job. Right, back to the bench. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Oh, look at the quality now. What's going on? That's terrible. Okay, let's almost wrap this up. We're over time anyway, and the quality's just dropped right off. So very quickly run through the last comments. Oh, God, I've got to scroll back. There's loads of comments. I've been way too busy doing pie review. Oh, my word. Hang on. Right. Alan Cook, what's in the box in the background? Well, it's all those cans that were in the box. Jim K, was the maintenance reminder reset? It's still got the spanner on the dash. I need to find out how to clear that. It'll be in the manual somewhere. Roger Heaps, the Suzuki on a farm with cattle. Looks like a cattle beast has backed into it whilst fighting with another. I've had this happen. Pushes everything at strange angles. The guy does he does like landscaping and gardening and planting of new trees and stuff, from what I understand. He was working on Waiheke not too long ago. So he might well have been in a field with cattle. He doesn't know how it's happened. He's got to speak to some of his workers and get more information. So I don't know on that. Come on, YouTube. So a better picture than that. That's terrible. So I don't think it's not actually a farmer's bike as such, Roger. No, but that still could have happened. Simon, how about laminate a pie score chart, then just a dry white marker? Yes, that would be far too organised, Simon. I know, I need to do something. Richard Perry, I'm sorry, I can't show that one. Rhymes with the word prawn, a pie prawn. GB, big thumbs up. John Dwyer, not me, I'm eating a whole roast chicken to myself. Oh my God, really? AJ44, damn it. I just turned in and seen the pie. It's 4:45 Saturday afternoon here at the lake in Manitoba, Canada. I have two 30-day-old aged 2-inch thick tenderloin steaks on the barbecue warming up. Can't beat a good steak, I tell you that. Wesley Holmes, it doesn't sound as good as last week. From a sound point of view, there is no crunch factor. The top was quite crispy, but no, it didn't crunch, no. Wesley Holmes, but it does look good. It was actually a good pie. I did like that pie a lot. John Nuttall, come on, that lid was cracked in transit. I want a retest. Maybe I'll come across another one. Maybe we'll give them a second chance. But it really is the pie on the day kind of thing. Otherwise, you know, we've got to give the same option to all the other pies. And that would be a lot more pies. Difficult call there, John, but I understand where you're coming from. AJ44, before you ask, medium rare. We're not animals, for God's sakes. I have mine medium. I don't have it medium rare. Wesley Holmes, that looks very tasty. It was good. AJ44, that pie does look good for an appetizer. It's enough for me in the morning, I'll tell you that. Right, hang on. Let's keep going. Right, Wesley Holmes, I like the paper. Don't like dirty plastic. I agree. I mean, it is basically, you know, a paper bag. But they have lined it with plastic to preserve the pie, and that's where they've lost all the points. And obviously it's helped with the maintaining the tastiness of the pie, so it's an offset. But you know, I wonder if they could do it in a different way. I don't know, but it's not recyclable, so that's the end of that. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on with the old internet. Sorry, chaps. We're going to call it a day shortly. Wesley Holmes, boo. John Nuttall, the pie is a winner. Hit the like button now. Yes, if you've not done the like button, now's the time. Anton 2.0, cheers. Andy, have a great weekend. Thanks, Anton. Wesley Holmes, really see the cheese and steak, or rarely see the steak and cheese in the UK. That's a shame. You're missing out. Integral DMY. Hello, Andy from west of Scotland. Way. Hello, Scotland. Hope you're all good there, mate. Wesley Holmes. Not nearly, and not really, not very often. John Dwyer. Yes. Wesley Holmes. Lots of smiley faces with starry eyes. Simon. Wesley Holmes. Greg's used to do a steak and Stilton roll. Wow. Oh my word, so many comments. Brad Young, Andy Mechanic, thanks for the video on checking the CB750 coils. You saved me from buying different ones. Cool. Pleased that the video was of help. Pete, thanks Andy, have a great weekend. What's left of it? I know. Only one more day to go today. George Bonnie 90, thank you for the pie review, sir. Hey, you better thank Mrs. Mechanic. She's the one that found the pie for me. KR Moto, I sent the pictures. I'll have a look. I won't show it on camera because the quality's crap, to be honest. Simon, if it's the same as a Suzuki bike, the key off, hold the select button, turn on, and hold down for 10 seconds. Awesome. Thank you, Simon. I'm going to take a picture of that because that will save me some time. I'll give that a go. Oh my word, there's all sorts going on. Turn the camera around. Thanks, Simon. Right, we've got that. Ron Jones, W to AF, Andy. There should always be time for pies. Well, there was. Bit of a twist in the old live stream there. Roger Heaps, enjoy your week, people. Thank you again, Roger. Right, I think we've got to the end of the comments. We've done the pie review. We've gone through. Thank you very much again, Steve, for the banner. Much appreciative. Really, really like it. Thank you very much. It'll be used much in the future. I'm going to finish my coffee. You guys can go off and go to bed or go do some work, whatever you need to do. Thank you very, very much for joining the live stream again. My apologies that the quality towards the end has just gone to shit, to be honest. I think it had something to do with the phone trying to do an update. Obviously, the phone's got to be linked to the internet to do the live stream. Stupid phone. It's the way it is. I will see you all again next Sunday with Tool Girl Holly. Don't forget, Holly's going to be on site. We're doing videos all weekend next weekend, and she's going to join in for the live stream as well. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, crew. Cheers. Over and out.